Month 2 of my debt-free journey is done, and I'm feeling even more. Let's talk about my wins, failures, and what I'm going to try to do going forward. Hey guys, it's Dan. Welcome back. Sorry February was not the most eventful month in talking about finances, my debt-free journey. I was just super busy trying to bust my rear to get out of debt and really try to find things that worked. But yeah, we are back in March. I'm going to try to make some more content throughout this month just to kind of give things out there for you guys to listen to and hear more about me and understand me a little bit better. But yeah, so let's get back into this debt recap. I started this year at $178,014.60 in debt. Let's go through the month of February and see where we are now. So for total income in the month of February, I had a total income of $6,377.99. So what makes up this total income that I had? So there are 4 parts to this. The first one is my full-time job. From my full-time job, I accrued $3,325.60 in pay. My second source of income was my part-time job, and that accrued $750. And then the really surprising one that I had for my third stream of income was my tax income. And this is from filing my refund as well as being able to use the money that I had stored away to pay my taxes. And that total comes to $1,424.97. That should have gone to Uncle Sam, but thankfully came to me and helped me on this journey. The last and final form of income was my miscellaneous. This is from marketplace deals, from just looking under the bed to find some extra cash and pulling out my cigarette container in the car and using the change that's been stored in there to go into my bank account. And that total was $877.42. This was another great income month, as well as like how January was. If you guys did not see that video, definitely go check that out. I'll have it linked down in the description down below. But I do believe things will start to slow down in March, so I'll have to kind of account for that. But with the income that I had in February, what did I do with it? So a quick little preface on this is I do believe I made some sort of clerical error somewhere, because every balance that I have went down. Nothing went up. No balances carried over greater than they were. Yet my expenses were higher than my income. So I do think that I made some sort of error and probably double counted for something. Say I used a credit card to buy lunch and then wrote that down. And then when I made a payment on it, I wrote that down and double dipped, something like that. But yeah, my expenses were higher than my income, but everything went down. So I'm a little perplexed as to what I did there. But my total expenses for the month of February were $6,541.56. So let's figure out where all of this went. So first and foremost was my housing. This is my have to kind of thing to be able to live where I'm at and do what I'm doing. My total housing expense for rent, utilities, internet, power, all of the things came out to $1,068. So a nice little month. I'm hoping that'll come down as we progress through the year. My power won't be as expensive, as well as come August, I'll be moving into a new place that will be a little bit more affordable. So that one is not too bad. That's kind of where I want to be. But yes, so $1,000 roughly for housing. The next is the one that I'm the least proud of, and this is the one that I'm working really hard on in March to bring down. I know I talked about it in February and wanted to bring it down, but I stumbled during the month of February and made it even more, and that was eating out and groceries. So my total food expense for this month was $1,003.78. Majority of that was eating out. And a lot of that was I went on dates with the girl that I now get to call my girlfriend, which I'm very grateful for, as well as I met her family. And to put off a good image, I paid for those dinners, which were not cheap. Both of them were over $150. And yeah, I don't think I will be doing that again. So yeah, I'm going to try and cut back on that. And thankfully, so far in the month of March, I mean, it's only the 5th when I'm recording this, we are under budget, so we're going to try and keep it that way, but we will see. The next category is gas for my car. I had budgeted $50 and I only spent $35, so that was a big win. Personal expenses were $784.31, which is much higher than I want to be, but that includes making a couple business expense purchases since it's a little slow in the year, but I needed some things for my bookkeeping business and my photography business. And yeah, so I had to make a couple purchases there, which is what brought that up. And the final thing making up my expenses, which is the heavy hitter and where most of my money goes, and that goes to loans. This is things such as credit cards, student loans, any form of money that I have borrowed that I have to pay back. And this is what I'm trying to get out of, and ideally have this number be at zero. But for the month of February, I spent $3,717.79 paying down debt. So that brought me down a decent little bit and actually helped me get a win, which is my next topic. What wins did I have this month? So I actually reached 2 of my goals that I set for myself. I'm trying to make goals that are actually attainable per month. One that's really attainable and one that is going to take some extra effort and not guaranteed. So my first goal was to get one card paid off, and then another goal was to get another card under $1,000. And I actually reached that goal for both of them. I got one card completely paid in full, and that is sitting at 0, which really made me feel good. And I have a video that is currently planned talking about the fire that I'm feeling from that, and then getting another card under $1,000, which also makes me feel really, really good, because then I feel like I'm making great progress on getting out of debt, and it's coming much faster than I anticipated, which I'm very, very grateful for, and really just want to keep that burning and make this snowball even bigger and even more powerful. So yes, those are my 2 wins. My fails for the month of February is 1, losing track of my expenses and double dipping, because I somehow managed to get my expenses greater than my income, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So I'm going to really try to focus in on that in the month of March and try to get that squared away so that that does not happen again. But yeah, that is one of my big fails. And then my second one is eating out and costing so much. I want to stop eating out as much as I possibly can. It is hard with all the stuff that I do, and with how tight my budget is and how tight I'm making it, it's really hard to hit. But one of these months, I intend on being at budget or under budget, and slowly but surely working myself there. So those are my 2 big fails, and something I'm going to try to keep an extra tight eye on and try to get taken care of. But with all that, where am I at now on my debt journey? So my total debt now is $172,290.30. So we are down $1,402.55 from the month of January, which I consider a big win. I definitely want that to be, we're down from 0, we're making money, we're not wasting any and paying down debt, but that's currently where we are now. And I do think that's a big jump in what I was at. Little steps at a time, but slowly but surely we are making our way there. And as I start to get more things paid down, that number will increase dramatically as I'm starting to pay down principal and interest isn't killing me as much as it is. So yeah, that is where we are at. I'd love to know what you guys think about this debt-free journey that I'm in. What do you think about what I'm doing and keeping this update going? And what other videos would you like to see about me on this debt-free journey? I'd love to know down in the comment section down below. And yeah, if you guys are interested in seeing more videos from me, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so that you stay up to date with all of my future content. And if you did enjoy this video, I'd really appreciate if you would hit a like. But thank you all for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and I can't wait to make more for you and grow this channel and grow with you guys and help not only myself, but you get out of debt. Anyways, you guys, thank you all for watching. My name is Dan, and I'll catch you in another one. Bye.